Hey guys, sorry for the quality of video. It's kind of like, yeah, I've got a speaker with a box with RAM with a heatsink with my camera on top of it, and I have to hold my microphone since I don't have a mic stand. So yeah, sorry for the quality of this video. It's not going to be amazing, but yeah. So this is going to be a kind of semi-review slash overview of the Phanteks Enthoo Evolv. Now this thing is an amazing case. It came out a fairly long time, I don't know, it's not like a brand new case, put it this way, as the micro ATX model. So I mean, yeah. Now micro ATX is my favorite form factor of ever, since you can get, if you pay a little bit more, you can get an amazing feature set on micro ATX. It's a good balance between really small like mini ITX and full ATX, and then like eATX and everything. So I really enjoy the micro ATX form factor. I've never owned a computer that uses micro ATX. But I do have this case now, so I don't really know why, but yeah. So there are going to be some glam shots. You'll see some point it'll have motherboard in, maybe motherboard not in, maybe sometimes where it's completely bare, some with drives, and some, I don't know. I'll just have every single kind of B-roll in this. And basically, yeah, it's really good. And the bit I'm going to get into first is water cooling. Now, I have not ever custom water cooled a system, but if you were to, then I can tell you what it will fit. So it can fit a 240 rad in the top and a 240 rad in the front. There are extra fans you could also fit in this case, but I'm not going to go through them because 120mm is the my favorite, basically, because it just works all the time with everything. And you could also fit 120 in the back. I'm sure you can fit 280s and stuff. I don't know, but I definitely know you can fit effectively 5 120s, and maybe there's one on the bottom, I don't know. But there's a basement as well, which is kind of cool because it means you can hide your cables. Now, there's not a lot of space behind the motherboard tray, it's very small, and if you have cable extensions, which I have done a build in this system with cable extensions, you would have seen that, then you would have known it's kind of difficult to hold the cables in, but you've just got to be really good at routing those cables. It is possible, you've just got to kind of step back and look at it, and then you'll know where cables can go and where cables can't go. So yeah, cable management is really good. The cable management grommet's really good. If you have a long power supply, you will completely seal the bottom so you can't see anything. If you've got a fairly short power supply or a normal size power supply, it's going to leave about half an inch, so you can just see inside. Okay, so on the back there are two 2.5 inch kind of drive mounts. Now I only have one of them because I got the case used. I only have one of them. But it's you can fit SSDs back here. If you had a RAID, you could effectively store a RAID array back here. You could put two 256 drives in RAID or two 120, whatever you wanted to. You could fit two 2.5 in the back, and then I think you can fit three or two 3.5 in the bottom. I can't tell because I don't actually use the drive cage. I only use the back two, which are really useful. I have a single one on the Phantom 530 back there, but you can actually tell it's a Phantom right now because panels are missing. That's why I love this case, because it just doesn't break. And yeah, moving on to that, it's a full aluminium construction, absolutely amazing build quality, the best build quality of a case I've ever seen. It even trumps the BitPhoenix Prodigy, which it was before this my favorite case of all time. Now it's my second, and this is my first. And you guys can really tell how much I like compact computers and compact cases, because that thing back there is way too big and way too loud, and I don't really like it. But the system inside it is absolutely amazing. Whereas I wish I could fit all of that stuff in a micro ATX case, or into a micro ATX motherboard and stick it in that case. Because oh my god, I would be so happy if I could do that. But I've got it. I could put a gaming rig in there and sell this thing if I wanted to. If I wanted, say, a 4790K and a 980 compared to, say, the 3930K, or no, sorry, 4790K at 4 GHz or 4.5 GHz with a 980, a single one, instead of like 3930K with two 780 ties and like 8 gigs of RAM. That is way too overkill, but I don't know, it's gonna last me forever. But that would be so sick if I could get a small build in there. But it's not kind of like the Prodigy where you could carry it around everywhere. It's just kind of small and neat, and it would make my desk look a lot bigger than it looks right now. Okay, so talking about build quality, the side panel is actually held on with hinges, which you simply lift up the the panel, and it comes off kind of a hinge. Works amazingly. This and the Cosmos 2. The Cosmos 2 actually had hinges too. It kind of reminds me of that, but yeah, really like that idea. It just means working in it so much easier. Now you can simply pull them off, like I said, but I just love the idea of not being like, I can just push the panel shut. I don't have to completely remove it every time I want to use or look inside the computer or use the computer. Okay, so talking about the side panel, there is a window and it is tinted. Now it would kind of be better if it wasn't tinted, although I do like the tint because it means that the kind of parts you mess up on cable management are kind of not shown, which is good. But it would be nice if it was a slightly, maybe it didn't show the power supply, but it was kind of slightly wider. That would be much better for me. But you know, you can't go wrong. It's a really nice side panel window. The only thing they could have done is made out of glass, which would make it more fragile and stuff. So yeah, basically plastic is not very good because it gets scratched all the time. Okay, so this is something that's kind of controversial, is because you have the side panel on your left like you would usually, and then you have the other panel on your right. There are front, or the front panel connectors are on the right instead of on the top or the front. Now I would understand why they wouldn't be on the front, because I mean that's really minimal design, but it could be implemented on the top a little bit easier maybe. But because they're on the right, it's kind of, if you've got your computer facing this way, you have to reach around the back, or if you have it facing the other way, then you can't see the side panel. It's just, it would be easier if they kind of thought about this when they actually designed it. Okay, so something's really cool is because it's such a clean design, it's just so cool. The panels pop off really easily. You can, it just looks amazing. It's my favorite aesthetic of any case. And part of that is that there's an LED at the bottom which you can change, and I'm pretty sure I have the connectors somewhere. I do, I swear I have them. Connectors. There's blue, and then there's red, and then there's also green there. So you can just, I mean, it's so cool. You can just make it look however you want. Now, unfortunately, there's not a white one, which I would have liked, because white just kind of goes with everything. But, I mean, really cool how you can have them different colours. I would have it in a blue anyway, because blue is my favourite colour. I wonder how you could tell. Okay, and the last thing I'm going to talk about is the rear-mounted 5.25 inch or 5 1/4 inch drive, which is where you usually have your DVD drive, and it's rear mounted, which is weird, and I'll show you B-roll of that, but it leaves a clean design. It's a mix between kind of not having one and having one, because it's going to be difficult to get behind your computer to access it, but at the same time it's better than not having one at all. But the only thing that I would say now is if you do populate that rear 5 1/4 inch bay, you won't be able to use the top fan slots, which is kind of bad. And you can see I'm out of breath. I've been making videos all day, or not all day, I've been making videos for the past hour, but like sweating them, so yeah. Anyway guys, that is the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed it. This is like an 8-9 minute video. I've got to film B-roll for this right now. And yeah, I hope you've enjoyed the video. I really do like this case. Like, I would give this a 9 out of 10. The one thing is that some of the things I would improve. Number one is kind of the placement of the I/O, and then also to make that side panel window kind of shorter but wider, so that you could get more of the actual computer shown, and less of the, like, I wouldn't like to see the power supply unless you've got a really shiny power supply, but not a lot of people have that. So thanks for watching guys. It's been Tom and Meek, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.